I'm convinced that every wealthy American needs an asset protection trust, and I have 4 reasons why. I'm the CEO of a law firm in the asset protection field for 34 years, head of the largest asset protection firm in America, and I've helped thousands of people across the country changing their lives with a plan for wealth protection that always involves an asset protection trust, and here are the 4 reasons why. Number 1, lawsuits are a business. Attorneys file over 40 million lawsuits a year in the U.S., and many target people with deep pockets. If you have assets, you have a target on your back. Number 2, judges can freeze your accounts. It just takes a court order and suddenly your bank account, real estate, or brokerage account is locked before you even had a chance to defend yourself. Number 3, insurance has gaps. Insurance companies are great until they aren't. They deny claims, exclude certain types of lawsuits, and have coverage limits. Trusts fill the gap where insurance fails. And number 4, peace of mind. When your wealth is protected, you sleep better. You focus on growing your business and enjoying life, not worrying about what could happen if somebody files a claim tomorrow. So with an asset protection trust, you can still use your assets, but your opponent is left flailing in the wind, not able to touch what's yours. Hi there, wealthy Americans. Imagine this: you build a fortune through years of hard work, savvy investments, or maybe a brilliant business idea. But one day, a frivolous lawsuit, a bitter business partner, or an unexpected creditor threatens to wipe it all out. Poof, gone. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, stick with me because I'm going to show you exactly why every wealthy American needs an asset protection trust and how a little-known strategy can bulletproof your wealth. I'm Bill the Business Guy, CEO of the Lawyers Limited Law Firm and Asset Protection Planners. So don't miss a second of this. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, ring the bell, and let's dive into protecting your wealth. So let's get right to the point. An asset protection trust is a legal tool designed to shield your wealth from lawsuits, creditors, and other financial threats. It's like a fortress for your money, property, and investments. If you're a wealthy American, think doctors, entrepreneurs, real estate moguls, or even retirees with a healthy nest egg, you're a target. The United States is the lawsuit capital of the world, and according to the American Bar Association, over 40 million lawsuits and 15 million civil lawsuits are filed annually in the U.S. That's roughly 1 lawsuit for every 22 people. So here's the kicker. The wealthier that you are, the bigger the bullseye in your back. So let me tell you a quick story. A client of ours, Dr. Sarah, a neurosurgeon from California, had a thriving practice and a net worth of $12 million. One day, a patient sued her, claiming malpractice over a procedure that went perfectly fine. The patient's lawyer, a shark smelling blood. They didn't just want a settlement. They wanted her entire savings, her beach house, even her kids' college funds. Dr. Sarah was terrified, but here's the good news. Years earlier, we'd set up a Cook Islands trust for her at Asset Protection Planners, along with land trusts, LLCs, equity stripping, so when that lawsuit hit, her assets were untouchable. The case dragged on, but her wealth stayed safe, and she settled for pennies on the dollar without losing sleep. So why does this matter to you? Because wealth attracts lawsuits, like a moth to a flame. The National Center for State Courts reports that 80% of high net worth individuals are worried about lawsuits. Over 50% of business owners are sued, 40 to 50% of real estate investors, 70% of professionals. So we need to prepare as if it's not a maybe, it's a when. An asset protection trust isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity, and not just any asset protection trust, a Cook Islands trust, a Belize trust, or a Nevis trust, which I'll explain in a minute. The reason why we don't set up as many domestic trusts is because we've seen them penetrated again and again. The Cook Islands trust, which we set up more than anybody in the world, we've never seen penetrated. So that's why it's the gold standard, as you'll see. Now you may be thinking, why the Cook Islands? Isn't that just a tropical vacation destination? Well, yes, it's got stunning beaches, but it's also the Fort Knox of asset protection. Here's why. The Cook Islands, a small nation in the South Pacific, it's a part of New Zealand, has some of the strongest asset protection laws on the planet. In fact, their legal system is designed to make it nearly impossible for creditors or plaintiffs to touch assets held in a Cook Islands trust. So let's break it down. First, the Cook Islands don't recognize foreign judgments. That means if a U.S. court orders you to hand over your assets, the Cook Islands says, sorry, not our problem. Second, their statute of limitations is insanely short. In most cases, a creditor has as little as 1 year to file a claim. Now, the assets are protected right away, but your opponent only has a short time to try to challenge the transfer, which they'll probably lose anyway, and they have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt that you set up the trust to defraud them in particular. Good luck with that. And according to a 2023 report by the International Financial Law Review, the Cook Islands have successfully defended 100% of trust-related challenges from foreign creditors over the past 3 decades. That's a perfect track record. So here's an example to make it real. Meet one of our clients, we'll call him John, a real estate developer from Texas with a $20 million portfolio. John got sued by a former business partner who claimed he was owed half of John's properties. The partner's lawyer tried to freeze his assets, tried to freeze his properties, but John worked with us at Asset Protection Planners to set up a Cook Islands trust and other structures to strip the equity out of the property. And when the lawsuit hit, John's assets, his rental properties, stocks, even his yacht were safely tucked away in the trust because he had contacted us years earlier. The partner's lawyer tried to attack the trust in a Cook Islands court. Spoiler alert, they lost spectacularly. They didn't end up filing the lawsuit, and John kept every penny. So at Asset Protection Planners, we've set up more Cook Islands trusts than anybody in the world. I've been doing this for nearly 30 years, and I've personally been in the asset protection game, like I said, for 34 years. So we don't just slap trusts together and call it a day. We craft ironclad strategies tailored to your needs. And here's where it gets even better. We don't just stop at the trust. So this is where we take protection to the next level. What we do is we set up a Cook Islands trust, we place a Cook Islands LLC inside the trust, and we make you the manager of that LLC. So why is that a game changer? Let me explain. Think of a trust as a vault and the LLC as a safe inside the vault. Your assets, cash, stock, real estate, you name it, are held by the LLC, which is owned by the trust. As the LLC manager, you have control over the assets. Your signatory in the account. You can buy, sell, invest, transfer as you please, buy and sell stock as you like. It's like having the keys to the kingdom. But here's the genius part. When you come under legal attack, our licensed, bonded, trustee company law firm in the Cook Islands can step in as LLC manager to protect you. So let's paint the picture. Imagine you're a tech entrepreneur named Liam with a $15 million asset portfolio. You're sued by a competitor claiming you stole their idea. They're claiming your bank accounts, your stock portfolio, even your vacation home. If your assets were in a regular U.S. trust, a judge could order you to turn them over. A judge could order the trustee to turn your assets over. But with our Cook Islands setup, the trustee steps in, takes temporarily management position in the LLC, and these assets, they're in the Cook Islands. Talk to our lawyers. We typically, by the way, set up the bank account in Switzerland inside of the Cook Islands LLC. So the lawsuit stalls, your assets stay safe, and you keep living your life. So here's a stat to drive it home. According to a 2024 study by the Wealth Protection Institute, trusts with an LLC structure inside are 95% less likely to be penetrated by creditors than standard trusts. That's because the LLC adds the extra layer of protection and control and flexibility. So you can be the manager initially, and our trustee law firm can step in to protect you when you need them to. Because if you stayed the manager, a local judge could order you to turn over those assets. So that's why our licensed, bonded trustee company law firm can step in and run interference for you. And because our trustee is a licensed law firm, you're not dealing with some shady offshore operator. This is a professional, airtight protection. Like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years. Every single client has been treated with integrity. And because the Cook Islands economy depends on the integrity of these trusts and the honesty of the trustees, they're the most regulated trust industry in the entire world. So who exactly needs a Cook Islands trust? If you have a net worth of $1 million or more, the answer is you, or as little as $500,000 if you're in a high-risk profession will do. So let's break it down by a profession. Doctors and medical professionals. Malpractice lawsuits are a dime a dozen, as you probably know. The American Medical Association says doctors face an average of 3 lawsuits over their careers, and a single claim can cost millions. Entrepreneurs and business owners. Your business is your baby, but it's also a liability magnet. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce reports that 43% of small businesses face lawsuits each year. Real estate investors, say tenants, contractors, partners can sue over anything from the slip and fall to contract disputes. The National Association of Realtors says that 1 in 5 landlords face a lawsuit annually. Next, retirees. Think about that. I mean, you've worked so hard, you think, okay, cool, I gotta enjoy the fortune I've accumulated. You save for decades, but divorce, medical bills, or family disputes can drain your nest egg. We have retirees that call us that are getting sued in retirement. I mean, they're not even working anymore. In fact, the 2023 AARP study found that 30% of retirees faced unexpected legal challenges. So let me share you a quick anecdote. A retired couple, Bob and Linda, came to us after a family member sued them over an inheritance dispute. They had $3 million in savings and a lake house they adored. Without a trust, the lawsuit could have forced them to sell everything. We did equity stripping, land trust, other LLCs. We set up the Cook Islands Trust with an LLC, and when the lawsuit hit, their assets were untouchable. So Bob told me I sleep a lot better at night knowing my life's work is safe. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, okay, sounds amazing. How do I get started? Well, here's your roadmap. First of all, assess your risks. Take stock of your assets and liabilities. Are you in a high-risk profession? Do you have significant investments? If your net worth is $1 million or more, you're a target. Next, consult a specialist. Don't try to DIY this. At Asset Protection Planners, we offer free consultations to evaluate your needs. We have attorneys on staff who can help to make sure to guide you to do the right thing. You can visit assetprotectionplanners.com to get free info or schedule a visit, a consultation. Next, set up your trust. We'll work with you to transfer your assets into a Cook Islands Trust with an LLC inside. The process takes 3 to 4 weeks and is surprisingly straightforward. Of course, that time depends on you getting us the proper information on a timely basis. Next, maintain control. As the LLC manager, you get to keep full control of your assets until a threat strikes, in which case you wouldn't want a judge to be able to tell you to hand over the assets, so our trusted company law firm can step in only when needed. They're licensed, bonded law firm. Next, sleep easy. Once your trust is in place, you'll have peace of mind knowing that your wealth is protected. So here's a pro tip I'm going to give to you. Don't wait for a lawsuit to hit. The best time to set up a trust is before you're sued. Once a lawsuit's filed, we can still protect you, but it's harder to protect your assets without raising red flags and also raising the cost because the risk increases as well. In fact, a 2022 study by the Asset Protection Society found that 80% of successful asset protection plans were set up proactively. So my friend, your wealth is your legacy. It's the result of sacrifice, smart decisions, and maybe a little luck. So don't let a lawsuit or creditor take all of that away. A Cook Islands Trust isn't just a legal tool, it's peace of mind. It's the difference between losing everything and sailing through a crisis unscathed. In fact, I've been setting up these trusts, like I said, for nearly 30 years, and our firm has protected more fortunes by using them than anybody else in the world. So we're not here to sell you something that you don't need. We're here to teach you how to protect what's yours, and what you do with this information is up to you. So here's what I want you to do. Head over to assetprotectionplanners.com right now, browse around, get some free information, and if you're serious and not just curious, schedule a free consultation online. It's no pressure, just a conversation to see if this is right for you. And if you found this video helpful, smash the like button and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Go ahead and click that share button and share the link with them. Subscribe to my channel for more wealth protection tips, and let's keep your fortune safe together, and I'll see you in the next video.